Welcome to an episode of Puro Pinche Sports Late Night Edition. I am your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I am fucking dumbfounded by the shit we just saw on UFC 293's main event, which involves Sean Strickland defeating Izzy Adesanya to become the new UFC middleweight champion. This fucking shit's insane. I cannot believe it. I was in bed. I was ready to crash out. I was like, you know what? Look at me. I was disrespecting the challenger. I went to bed thinking, you know what? I'll give it 5-10 minutes. Izzy will finish this. Nope. Not today. Not today. I don't even need headphones. I don't even need headphones. I'm tired. My God, I cannot believe what we just saw. Izzy Adesanya, our champion, two-time UFC middleweight champion, who came off an impressive, a hell of a comeback against Alex Pereira to reclaim his UFC title, which he had lost months prior to, only to come into this fight and look like the absolute shit. I don't know who this man was. I didn't know who this last stylebender was. He didn't fight like the champion I expected him to fight. He fought like he didn't know what he was doing. Like he didn't want to be there. It was just a random Saturday for him. But I give props to Sean Strickland, the new UFC middleweight champion. The man went in there, came in with a game plan. Jab, 1-2, push kick. That's it. And he did that to perfection. Fucking ducking and weaving every one of Izzy's head strikes. At one point, Izzy had only landed 11% of his head strikes to Sean Strickland. It was like 13 out of 118. Sean Strickland went in there with a game plan and he stuck to it to perfection. I don't know what happened with Izzy Adesanya. I'm baffled by it. In first round, if you go by round to round situations, Izzy was playing the possum game. He was going back and forth. He was like on the cage, just backpedaling it too much. He was trying to set him up, maybe like how he finished Alex Pereira. No, a 1-2 combo, fucking fake the jab, and a boom! Right hand drops Izzy. Sean goes in for the attack, almost nearly finishes the man. And thankfully for Izzy, he's able to get back on his feet, survive, and the round ends. But man, did that set the tone for the rest of the fight. That set the tone, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you're watching that fight and you're thinking, oh, there's no way. There's no way. Izzy's going to come back strong. He's going to win. There's no way he's going to lose. You're mistaken. Now, in the second round, Izzy did put up a better fight. He put up a better game style. He kind of was figuring out what Sean was doing. But credit to Sean Strickland's coaches because they went in there slapping him, basically getting him ready, pumping him up, saying, man, we didn't come all this way out here to lose. Like, you need to change it up. You need to do your shit. Don't let this guy take over. He at one point he even said, perfectly stated, you're out there just gazing at this guy like a snake charmer. Like he's just distracting you with his movements and stuff like that. No, you know what to do. You know how to beat him. Credit to his coaches, man, because my God, they influenced correctly like how this would be done. But man, does that really piss me off about Izzy, bro. Because Sean did his job, right? Because he was a huge underdog, minus 600 going to this fight. But Izzy, the man who had put up a hell of a fight to Alex Pereira, at one point getting lost because only of a rest stoppage, not because he was actually knocked out or anything like that. He was hurt, but he didn't get knocked out. And then coming back and finishing him with anger. And then this is what we see. This is the performance you put up into your first title defense in your second reign. Come on, bro. Come on. You're better than that. I can't believe it. My boy Jay couldn't believe it. My boy Mike couldn't believe it. They're all texting me, calling me right after the fight. Like, what the hell's going on with Izzy? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Well, there's only one thing we could agree on. Izzy's not the GOAT of middleweights. And he can never fight to claim himself to be the GOAT of middleweights. Because a performance like that, nah, man, you cannot go out there and do that. Because yeah, Anderson Silva had some challenges. He had some boring fights, Damian Maia and other shit like that we've seen. But there was a point where he was so dominant that there was no question. No question. It didn't matter if you were Fedor. It didn't matter if you were GSP. It didn't matter anything. He was the absolute GOAT. Izzy in this day and age trying to make his own career path, make his own journey. He never quite reached that pedestal that Silva left behind. Tonight, Israel Adesanya fought his Chael Sonnen. At UFC 117, Chael Sonnen gave everything for 4.5 rounds to Anderson Silva to nearly win and capture the UFC middleweight championship. But Silva found a way, and he retains. And then the rematch destroyed him. Tonight, Izzy fought his Chael Sonnen, and he got walked, dog walked. Rounds 1, 3, 4, and 5. And for you to be one of the best of all time, to be the GOAT, one of the GOATs, you cannot get dog walked like that. Now, we know what happened to Anderson Silva after he broke his leg, after his losses to Chris Weidman. He was never the same again. But the man that he was before that, we knew what he was, and we respect the hell out of him. And that's one of our GOATs. That's one of our Mount Rushmores. That's one of our guys that built the ground for this UFC, one of the foundations, in my opinion. Now, he laid the groundwork. Yeah, you had your Gracies, your freaking Nogueras. You've had all this, you've had your legends, your Matt Hughes, your BJ Penns. But when we talk about a first ever world dominant champion from like a long time away, that's him. That was Anderson Silva, along with GSP. One of the big pillars. One of the big pillars there. Adesanya's had a good run. Love him to death, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. But this is a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. Like you cannot fight like that. For all the shit talk you've made, which a lot of you backed up, but the shit talk you've made about like John Jones and your rival with Alex Pereira and all this stuff, you can't go out like that, man. You can't. You absolutely cannot. And that's the sad part for Izzy, is that he allowed this situation to happen. And now we have to all look at him like, bruh, are you a fraud? Are you a GOAT fraud? Because he is now. He is now. Now, will he get a rematch? Maybe. It'll be box office for the UFC because the UFC will love to do it. They don't like Duplessis right now because he said no to a 2-month turnaround, which is kind of stupid because, hello, 2 months. The fuck wrong with you? Sean Strickland stepped up. Credit to Sean Strickland, man. He hadn't won a fucking middleweight fight in a minute. He won his last one, right? And this is after he had got knocked out by Alex Pereira. Then he got lost that split decision with Cannonier. Then he goes to light heavyweight, wins that fight. Then gets a middleweight fight. And so he's got a 1-fight middleweight win streak. And that's who you lose to, Izzy? But respect to Sean Strickland, man. The new UFC middleweight champion. Because he went out there, maybe nerves, walking into the cage, man. Just first title fight. Maybe you'll never get another title shot again. And he stood toe-to-toe with Izzy. He got in his face, backing him up, making sure he never lost him out of range. Caught him very beautifully in the first round. And even though he was maybe getting outstruck by jabs and kicks in here like that, that's how they showed the score in the overall, Steven strikes and all that stuff. The power was behind Sean. And when he caught Izzy responded with, what the fuck? And he said it going into the last round. He couldn't get his jab in there. Sean Strickland did everything right, man. He went all ultra instinct, ducking and weaving, all the shit that he was trying to hit with hard shots, big kicks, body kicks, head kicks. The leg kicks were the ones that are working, but unfortunately, that's not enough to slow down a guy like Sean Strickland. Lorosenko said he was in there training 15, 20 rounds at training camp just to prepare for his cardio for this. Respect to Sean Strickland for that. Apologies to him, man. I was not familiar with your game enough, apparently, because you went out there and you did your shit. And a humble Sean Strickland also went to go work out Alex Pereira, a guy who knocked him out to make him a better fighter. Respect to him. Respect to the new champion. Because now he's the undisputed guy at 185. What will happen now? Does Duplessis get a title shot? I don't know. Does Adesanya get a title shot? I don't know. Does the winner of Hamza versus Costa get a title shot? Honestly, I think that's more likely to happen. But until then, guys, we have a new middleweight champion. His name is Sean Strickland. Respect that, man. I'm your host, Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports. We are out.